Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to be diving into a truly sweeping cosmic history from a wildly fascinating source text. It's a text that just seamlessly blends esoteric spiritualism, sci-fi lore, and some surprisingly deep ecological themes. Our goal today is to map out this highly unique narrative, step by step. And as always, we're keeping a perfectly objective lens here. We aren't taking sides, we're just exploring the incredible mythology the source material lays out for us.
Now let me hook you immediately by asking a pretty out-there question. Did a real alien encounter actually inspire the massive Hollywood blockbuster movie Avatar? I mean, no way, right? Well, before you completely dismiss that, the source material we're examining today makes exactly that claim. It actually connects those famous blue-skinned aliens directly to the esoteric spiritual dialogue we're about to unpack.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Chapter 4 of our source text introduces us to a group called the Dogon, also referred to as the Blue Fox. The text outlines a channel dialogue with an entity from the Dogon star system, which is located over near Sirius. And according to this dialogue, these extraterrestrials, described as having a blue-skinned, almost fox-like appearance, served as the literal inspiration for the movie Avatar. It's a really fascinating pop culture connection right out of the gate. Part 1. Escaping the reptilian invasion. Let's move to the timeline and see how this all builds. This cosmic epic begins with their origins out in the stars. The Dogon star system near Sirius, to be exact, where they were supposedly living totally peacefully. But that peace gets violently disrupted by a massive invasion from a reptilian alien race. Forced into a desperate mass exodus, the Dogon entities had to flee across the cosmos, ultimately seeking refuge and establishing a brand new settlement right here on Earth. According to the dialogue, this extraterrestrial conflict is a foundational part of their history. The source explicitly claims their homeworld was ruthlessly invaded by these reptilians. By framing their arrival on Earth as the result of a literal cosmic refugee crisis, the material establishes a very dramatic, complex backstory for why these beings are currently here. Part 2. Dinosaurs and Divine Wrath. So, once they arrive on Earth, the text claims they bore witness to some pretty incredible events, including a highly sensational explanation for the dinosaur extinction. The text claims, and I'll quote this directly, "It wasn't a random accident of the cosmos, but a result of divine wrath brought about by a meteorite due to excessive propagation." Let's break down that logic, because it's super interesting. The physical cause of the extinction? Still a meteorite, but the why is entirely different here. The entity explains that the dinosaurs had essentially overpopulated the planet. So, in this specific lore, that meteorite wasn't just a random piece of space rock, it was a targeted, divine reset button pushed specifically in response to the dinosaurs' excessive propagation.
Part 3. Magic and Nature's Harmony.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how the text draws a fascinating contrast between their physical and metaphysical forms. Physically, they have that animalistic, blue-skinned, blue fox appearance. But metaphysically, the text claims they possess incredibly strong psychic abilities and a profound magical affinity. It's a stark, completely unique combination of traits. And all of those magical and psychic abilities are supposedly channeled into one supreme value: harmony with nature. The text emphasizes that they deeply, deeply value ecological balance over something like technological conquest. This philosophy is basically the essential thread connecting their cosmic refugee status, their escape from the aggressive reptilians, all the way to their ongoing presence on Earth.
Part 4. Modern Environmentalist Reincarnations.
According to the dialogue, these extraterrestrial souls didn't just hang out in the prehistoric past, they've been continually reincarnating throughout human history. The text actually identifies several nature-revering ancient civilizations as past incarnations of these Dogon souls, specifically pointing to the Mayans, the Aztecs, and the Australian Aboriginals.
So, the crucial point is how this ancient harmony with nature manifests today. According to the text, their modern mission involves heavy involvement in global environmentalists and anti-nuclear movements. The source literally claims that the souls of these blue-skinned extraterrestrial refugees are actively incarnated today as leading voices fighting to protect Earth's ecology and opposing destructive, unnatural technologies.
It is just a wildly intricate narrative, weaving together Hollywood imagery, ancient history, and modern activism. Which really leaves us to ponder, how do alternative spiritual texts use sci-fi tropes and environmentalism to explain human history? Whether you view this as literal cosmic truth or just a fascinating allegory for climate anxiety,
It beautifully illustrates how we blend ancient mysteries with modern fears to create one incredibly captivating story. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I'll catch you on the next one.